So recently I had a mental breakdown after realizing I have to go to work on that day. A bit of background. I live in a shitty British flat with awful neighbors and family members which I did not get along with, and I also work in a shitty minimum wage part-time job with a ginger guy that keeps mocking me, so I was on the verge of just calling in sick to work. At one point I start crying before leaving because I realized the plight of the situation I'm in. I live in a shitty small flat with family members and neighbors I don't get along with, and I have to go to work with shitty co-workers. Then a bit later during the day I realized something. I'm a male crying. The issue is cause I'm a male, so people assume men should be stoic figures who don't cry and should always be numb, cause if you're emotional you're considered a queer. So in this video I want to explain why crying is actually a manly thing. The reason we cry is to distress when we dwell in a vat of extreme horror. When we stop crying, we are calm. The issue is crying is considered to be a feminine thing. However, that is bullshit created by the dumbasses of society who think that men are perfect and constantly progress through their Sigma mindset. That is not true. The thing is, men are human beings in which when the uncontrollable situations in our life or we fuck up, we get stressed like normal human beings, and as such we have to distress so we don't think irrationally. Crying is a way to distress, so when after we cry and calm down we can find a way to move on from the situation healthily.
But crying is a sign of weakness. Males should not be weak.
How is it weak when we are trying to distress? We are human beings who, at times, could think irrationally and do something irrational. Crying is a way to distress to think rationally. Is it not manly to face a problem in a rational manner?
Men are meant to be rational by default because men are meant to power through situations and not break down and cry like a sissy.
We are not robots through. We are human beings who will do what it takes to get through a situations, even if it means crying to distress and think rationally. We do get stressed. That is a human trait in general, not a female trait, and as such we need to think rationally in the face of horrid circumstances. Okay, let me try this other proposition. What if I told you, dear viewer, that not crying is associated with scientifically being more. Crying is associated with a decrease in cortisol, since stress is caused by cortisol. Of course we need some cortisol, however, too much cortisol is dangerous, since for men it increases estrogen, the female sex hormone, and decreased testosterone, the male hormone. An increase in estrogen for men is associated with your dick not working, and the worst of all, the development of gynecomastia, which is when male breast tissue increasing, causing man boobs to develop. I don't want titties and I want my dick to work, so I will cry to save my testosterone levels. In conclusion, males can cry as it can allow someone to think rationally by distressing, and can save a man's testosterone levels by decreasing cortisol. Thank you for watching this PSA.
Let me in your world, you know what it's fine. That's why you're looking lonely, you know, boy, that's why. Wanna be a